my eyeshadow. It ain't great. But truthfully, I was going for like a candy corn look. And did I succeed? I don't know. Probably not, because you know why? I ain't a beauty guru. Hey guys, it's Ginger. So, I got another story time for you guys today, but before we get into that, I want to show y'all what shirt I'm wearing. So, it's Pennywise. I love it. It is so up my alley, okay? I'm going to tell y'all the story about the reoccurring dreams and the things that came along with it from when I was like 19 years old, 20 or 18, 19, somewhere in there. So this started happening back in the house that I used to live in, the haunted church that I used to live in. And every night I kept having this dream over and over and over and over. And it was, I would be walking down the road and I would come to a house. It was like a really old, rickety, strange house. And there would be a dude sitting on the front porch in a rocking chair, just rocking back and forth. And honestly, he looked like he was wearing like 1800s type clothing, like Little House on the Prairie type clothing. But every time I would see him in this dream, I would get a little bit closer and a little closer and a little closer because I had never seen his face. I had this dream probably almost 20 times, to be honest with you. And every dream I'd get a little closer, a little closer, a little closer, and I would abruptly wake up. But each time, he was wearing the same outfit, and he was always holding a sweet tea in his hand. How did I know it was a sweet tea? I don't know, I just did. Like, maybe I smelt it in my dream or something. But I knew it was a sweet tea. And so I would walk up, and I'd see this house, and I'd see this dude sitting on the porch, and I would walk up to him, but I never got close enough to, like, finally see him. So one night, I had a dream, and it didn't start out like the other dreams. It was different. I was already in the driveway of this house, and I walked up to the front porch, and he was sitting there in his rocking chair, and he looked at me, and I finally seen his face. He was a younger man. He had a full-blown beard, a little bit longer, dark hair. So I followed him into the house. And when he walked in the door, I walked in pretty much immediately behind him. And when I walked in, there was nobody there at all. Then I abruptly woke up from that dream. And when I woke up that time, I had a very uneasy feeling. Like, this was very strange. I didn't understand. This was like probably the 12th time I had the dream. That night, the dream restarted. I was walking down the road. I seen this dude sitting on the front porch. I went to approach him. I got to the front porch. He looks at me, goes in the house. I immediately go in behind him. He's nowhere to be found. I'm walking around the house just looking and looking and looking. And I go in this room. Dream stops. But what I do remember of this room from the second that I was in there, the room looked identical to mine. My bedroom at the time. Which did not make no sense because this dream happened in like the 1800s and my room was obviously very modernized. But it looked just like it. So the next day I wake up and I tell my best friend at the time, I was like, dude, I keep having these dreams. This dude in this house. And she goes, you know, something's going on. This person's probably trying to tell you something. And I'm like, okay, but, you know, I keep waking up. I keep waking up before anything happens. And then I told her about walking into the room and it being identical to mine. And I was like, bro, it makes no sense because this is like 1800s shit. My room is definitely not 1800s. And she was like, that is very strange. And I was like, bro, I know. This is like creepy as all hell. So the next 2 nights, I don't think I had anything. Like, I didn't dream at all. But the following night, I did. And it started out with me opening that door to that bedroom. And I opened the door and I looked around and I'm like, because, you know, in my dream, I didn't know I was dreaming. So in my dream, I'm like, dude, this room looks super familiar. Like, this is crazy. Like, it was almost like one of those alternate reality things where I thought I was dreaming inside my dream. But I walk in and I see something laying in the bed. So I go to walk over, and right when I remove the covers, dream ended. And I was pissed because I was like, why does this keep doing this to me? I just want to figure this out. I keep dreaming the same thing over and over and over. So finally, fall asleep that night, and same thing. I'm standing in that room and I'm like, this looks super familiar. Like, it's like I didn't remember that I kept dreaming this. In my dream, it was like brand new. You know? Like when you're watching a TV show and you keep having to stop it because you got shit to do and then you come back to it. Sometimes you'll restart it. Like, I gotta remember. Or sometimes you'll just finish where you start, but then you gotta stop it again. It was like a whole new episode, but in my dreams, it was coming to me in bits and pieces. So I'm back in this room, like, dude, this looks super familiar. I see something in the bed. I go to uncover the bed, and it was a human. It wasn't me. It wasn't anybody that I knew, actually. It was just somebody sleeping. I hear somebody behind me, and I turn around, and it's the dude that's sitting on the front porch. And he goes, do you want some tea? And I was like, no. But in my dream, I didn't, like, where am I? You know, I didn't do none of that. It was like I almost knew where I was in my dream. And he's like, do you want some tea? And I was like, no, I don't even like tea. Like, even in my dream, I'm a picky bitch, okay? And then he goes, follow me. So I follow him. And he proceeds to tell me to be careful. And I was like, be careful of what? And I swear to you, this is like my legit dream. I fucking kid you not. And he goes, there are things around you that you don't understand. And you're not safe. Be careful. And I did not feel like harmed or scared. I didn't feel worried by him. He was just like, yo, be careful. And then I woke up. So then I told my best friend about it. And she was like, she believes in spirit guides and stuff. I don't. I think it's all demonic, to be honest with you. But she believes in spirit guides and witches and, you know, I mean, I believe there's witches. But like I said, I don't believe any of it's good. I believe that all of it's demonic. But she was like, it could be your spirit guide. And I was like, I don't know about that. Because at the time, I wasn't like so sternly against that stuff like I am now. At the time, I was almost welcoming it. Now I see that was dumb on my end. And I'm very against it now. But I was like, maybe. I don't know. So then everyone's gone. I'm home alone. And I fall asleep to take a nap. And I know everybody was gone because they were at work or school or went to the grocery store, something. I was home alone, completely alone. And I fall asleep. And I didn't even dream that dream. I didn't dream anything. But I did dream something, but I don't remember what it was. It wasn't anything that had to do with my reoccurring dreams. So I remember sleeping and I was dreaming something. I don't even remember what it was. And I heard a door slam. Now, the door slamming in my dream was loud enough to wake me up. So I knew it wasn't my dream. So I wake up out of a dead sleep. And mind you, I had fallen asleep with my door open. Okay? And when I woke up and looked at my door, it was closed. I was flipping balls. Like, I did not know what was going on. I was like, that was real life. That was real life. That wasn't in my dream. Because you know how sometimes you be dreaming and then you hear a noise in real life, but then you think it's like your dream. So you like don't even wake up or nothing like this. I knew this was real life because I had fallen asleep with my door open and it was now closed. So I'm tripping. I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. This is not good. That dude was right. There is something in my life. I got to get my shit straight. So then that next night, I fall asleep again. And I'm in that house again. And I'm looking for dude. I'm like, I need to find out what the fuck he meant. So I find him. And he's sitting on the porch drinking his sweet tea again. And I'm looking at him like, what'd you mean? What'd you mean? I need to be careful. Like, I need answers. I need to understand. And he looked up at me. And as he looked up at me, his face was like decaying and rotting. And he held up the sweet tea like that to me. Like he went. And I was like, what the fuck? And he just disappeared. I woke up. So I never understood that. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm genuinely terrified. But the story don't end there. No. So where I used to live, there used to be a very small cemetery. Pretty much diagonally across the road. You had to take a long driveway to get back there. But it was like diagonally from where I lived across the road. So me and my friend that I had told her these dreams over and over and over, we go out to that cemetery. And we're looking around at all the tombstones and stuff because a lot of them are really old. Like really, really old. And I had been at this cemetery multiple times. And, you know, I never noticed anything strange. I was always like, oh, this is like old stones. Like there's some baby stones, you know. Really, it's sad, honestly. But there was like no to-date type tombstones. Like nothing recent. And I had been in there so many times. I had read every single tombstone in that place, like, all the way. I almost had them memorized at the point. So all of a sudden, me and my friend, and it was like this great big hill. Like, the whole cemetery was, like, all over the hill. Because the whole thing was this great big hill, and there was a tree on top. And then down here, there was, like, some steps and stuff. So we're up on the hill. And I look at her, and I was like, do you smell that? And she starts sniffing. She goes, it smells like tea. And I was like, yes, it does. It smells like sweet tea. And we're both looking around like, maybe it's a plant or something. We thought somebody was out there, honestly. But we're like, man, that smells like sweet tea. So we're looking around, and all of a sudden, at the bottom of the hill, I see like a little gling, like a little glimmer of light. And I'm like, let's go over there. Like, naturally, you're going to walk toward it because you think maybe there's something shiny on the ground, you know? So you're going to go over there and check it out. I walk down the hill to check out this tombstone. And this tombstone, I had never seen it before. It wasn't new. It wasn't freshly dug. It had moss all over it like all the other ones did because they were very old. And this tombstone had my name on it. And I lost my shit. It had my first name and my last name initial. Not the full last name, but the initial. And I was like, bro, you need to get down here and look at this. And she comes running down the hill. She's real short. So she's like running down the hill like a child would. And she looks and she goes, oh my God. And I was like, the sweet tea. Now this. And she was like, I don't think that was your spirit guide. And I was like, no shit. And she was like, that's almost threatening. And I was like, that tombstone's never been here before. I've been out here probably twice a day for a year, and I've never seen it. I've never seen one have my name. And I've never smelled tea. Like, I don't know if there is any plants that do smell like tea, but I've never smelled a plant that smells like tea. So, being out there, I had never smelled a tea smell before. So, right after I have this dream, there's a tea smell, and then I find a tombstone with my name on it. I was tripping shit. like literal shit. So we started talking about it, and we really didn't come up with any like strong conclusions. I have a better conclusion now than I did then. I think it was something demonic messing with me, messing with my dreams, and then showed me that. I don't know if it was like a threat. I don't know if it was just to scare me. I don't know. But that's what happened. And honestly, after I seen that, I never had those dreams again. Never. It's like decaying, handed me a sweet tea, and then I go to a cemetery and see a tombstone with my name on it and a sweet tea scent. That was like the end of it. There was nothing else at all. I'm sorry if this is like totally anticlimactic, but that is it. That is the story about my reoccurring dreams that actually almost translated into real life. Like, not only were things happening in my dreams, but something from those dreams did occur in real life. So, I hope you guys liked the story. Y'all did vote for it on Instagram, so here it is. Yeah, I hope you guys like it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Also, I keep forgetting to say this in my video, even though I put it in every description of every video. Go to my email and send me your stories. I don't care what kind of stories they are. They could be a funny story, a happy story, an embarrassing story, a stalker story, an ex story, anything. Anything. Because I want to hear y'all's personal experiences with stuff. And with permission, I would like to get a chance to put them out there on my YouTube channel. I think that's so fun, and I want to do it so bad. So my email is in the description box below. But I hope y'all are having a beautiful, marvelous, fabulous day wherever you are. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.